Welcome, everybody, to the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 62. It's me, I'm Alex. I got with me the usuals. It's Pink
Hey there.
and Addy.
I hate life.
You know what? Let's not ask questions. So, hey, let's go through the topics, and they're kind of inverted from what I meant for them to be because I screwed it up and posted half of them in the wrong thread, but hey. So, first thing that's up on the whole news docket there, Disney CEO Bob Iger says that R-rated Fox properties like Deadpool and Alien will still be treated as such.
Kind of shock.
Well, it's more of a shock in the case of Deadpool than Alien. I'm looking up his exact quote right now. Well, apparently the exact quote is, "We do believe there is room for the Fox properties to exist without significant Disney influence over the nature of the content, meaning that we see here certainly popularity amongst Marvel fans for the R-rated Deadpool films, for instance. We're going to continue in that business, and there might be room for more of that." I feel like it should be noted as a key thing here. He's not specifically saying that Deadpool will continue to be R-rated.
Right.
Because I think they're going to want Deadpool in the Avengers, and at the same time, they don't want any kids accidentally walking into Deadpool and it being R-rated.
Right.
Even though, were you guys at the theater for the first Deadpool movie?
Yes.
No.
Do you remember the absurd amount of kids that were watching that movie?
I don't recall seeing many for Deadpool 1. There might have been a few for Deadpool 2. I don't recall.
When I went to Deadpool 1, like, the entire front row was just families and their kids.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you want to take Billy to see the funny Chimichanga Man?
I think that's kind of the idea. Well, it's superheroes, right? Right?
Right.
It's superheroes. That's a good thing to get the kid to shut the fuck up for a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good way to introduce the kid to Bad Dragon.
Oh, I think I did see Deadpool a little later than when it first premiered, though, so that might add to the fact that I don't recall seeing any really small children in the theater.
Yeah, less hot premiere hype and more word of mouth. So
Right.
It probably would have became more common knowledge. Like, hey, guess what? There's a scene of pegging in this movie. Were you ready to see Ryan Reynolds get pegged? Some of you probably were. Well, it's here. I can't see Deadpool continuing as an R-rated franchise. Like, this gets back to the classic question we're having with Disney and Fox of, will they replace all of it? Will they torch all of the Fox stuff and just go back to zero?
Right.
Because the current comments are implying that, like, Hugh Jackman Wolverine is out the window. So, and they're going to bring in a new Wolverine, that's for sure. At this point, I think we can just solidly say that anything that was X-Men is now torched.
Right.
Get ready for Jared Leto with Wolverine.
I'm not going to acknowledge that. Deadpool, though, I think still has something more of a positive legacy, and I think Ryan Reynolds still wants to do tons of the movies.
Right.
Though I guess if they tell him he can't do them R-rated, Ryan Reynolds might actually pull out.
If they tell him that he's going to take his own little camcorder and do his own movies.
Yeah, and then move to Albania and do him there.
Right.
Just like W wanted.
I mean, I guess they could keep Deadpool going separately. That'd be really confusing, but they could do it.
Right.
I mean, it would cut us out of any interesting interactions with any of the other Marvel characters, though.
Mm-hmm. It's like maybe they could do it where the Deadpool franchise is still R-rated, but if he crosses over, he'd obviously be PG-13, but I don't know if they'd want to do that.
Because people would go to Avengers and they'd be like, hey, Deadpool's cool, I'm going to watch the movies with my kids.
Right.
Okay, let me pose a question. How would you personally feel about this? What do you think? What do you think is the smartest solution first, and then tell me what is your preferred solution? What's your favorite solution, just for you subjectively?
All right, let me think about this a quick moment here. So honestly, I would be fine with them continuing the rated trend with Deadpool and have him not cross over with Avengers. Because he doesn't need to. But at the same time, I don't want him to exist in his own little pocket universe.
And there kind of becomes the problem of he's already involved characters like Cable and Juggernaut, who are actually fairly major to the rest of the Marvel universe.
Right.
Like, Claremont X-Men without Colossus is crazy to me.
Right.
And, like, Colossus at this point has been so associated with Deadpool that I'd say most people, if you ask them, would think Colossus is a supporting character for Deadpool, not the X-Men.
Right.
I bet most people forget he was even in the X-Men movies.
I know I did.
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to be in Days of Future Past as well. And I completely forgot.
I was going to ask whether or not he's in the X-Men movies, but then I remembered that I forgot the X-Men movies existed, so...
yeah, I think he was. Yeah, wasn't he the one at the start of Days of Future Past? Him, Bishop, and Storm, and or was it Storm?
Right.
Him, Bishop, and two other younger superheroes were supposed to be defending the place, and then they all died.
Blink and Sunspot, I want to say.
Right. All the newer, younger X-Men that have tons of fans, but because they don't want to make a non-Wolverine movie, will never get the spotlight.
Right.
Sunspot? Yeah, he's a cool character, but he's not Wolverine.
Expendable.
Man. I'll say that for my part, I think the smartest solution... I think people do want Deadpool in the mainline stuff. I think people do want Deadpool crossing over with the stuff. I'd say try and swing it if you can to keep Ryan Reynolds, because at this point people couldn't see anyone else behind the mask. And even if they could, it'd be too soon.
Right.
I'd say try and swing it to get Ryan Reynolds. But otherwise, cut it from R to PG-13.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I think Deadpool
I'm
crossing over
with that as well.
Deadpool crossing over with X-Men, I think, is too much money. And I mean, while we can't, there's a couple relationships we're inevitably missing out on. We're never going to see the Deadpool Cap relationship because Steve Evans. Because Chris Evans is surely leaving after Endgame, and that's a pity. But we can still get, Deadpool and Wolverine's relationship, or Deadpool and Spider-Man's relationship, and those are pretty interesting.
Right.
Though the Deadpool-Spider-Man relationship would change quite a bit now that Spider-Man's like 10 or 20 years younger than Deadpool.
Yeah, he's still an adolescent.
And Deadpool's still fanboying over him.
There's a quick and easy way to fix all this that you don't want to hear.
Not make the movies?
No, Spider-Man Tobey Maguire or freaking Spider-Verse Tobey Maguire. Just summon him in. I'm sure he needs the money. So.
Well, the alternative is that Deadpool inevitably finds out that Peter's like a kid at some point, and we run into the ultimate Black Cat situation. You know the segment I'm talking about, Pink?
I do.
When Black Cat vomited on Peter's dick. That was a unique moment. My personal favorite solution... Well, I mean, my personal favorite solution would be the best of both worlds. They keep the stuff R-rated, but it's not separate.
They make Hannah Montana the new Deadpool. The best of both worlds.
Addy, you make connections no one else would. I swear.
That's my job. That's why you pay me.
Are you paying him? This didn't come up in the budget meeting.
We're paying him for honor recordings.
Yeah, you've been missing my pay for the past like 5 months. I don't think we've had the game for that long, but sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
But the stuff other than Deadpool obviously isn't very surprising. Like Alien is not going to ever not be rated R. And they're going to keep making those movies no matter what, because they make money.
Right.
One good movie back in the 80s has created several decades worth of goodwill, even though every movie since has been crap. It's funny how far nostalgia can carry you. Speaking of nostalgia, 2 more characters have been revealed for Mortal Kombat 11. One's the classic Cabal. Which, Addy, did you say Cabal was one of your mains?
No.
Oh,
For I can kind of get into this, but this is a funny thought that came up right now. So, to the viewer, I'm right now building a house in The Sims 4. And I just had the brilliant idea of putting glass doors on the bedroom wall, or the bedroom walls.
okay, that's so bad on so many levels. Not only in the direction you're thinking of, at some point James will walk into them naked. And I mean literally walk into them, because they're glass doors. You have not lived until you see a penis slam into glass.
Violently.
Violently. The rest of the group has to take James to the hospital because he broke his dick. And the doctor's just like, what the fuck? Again?
How fast did he walk into the door?
Let's just say that James, after the issue, at least one part of James was blue.
Jesus Christ. So, hey. Yeah, Cabal's in Mortal Kombat 11. He's got a sweet new design that looks way better than any other design he's gotten in the past. He no longer has the pigtails, which is great.
I don't know. I don't like the hair of the redesign, but
He looks like a Mad Max character.
He's always looked like a Mad Max character.
Oh, I wouldn't have known that. I've never seen the man before.
The best way I could describe Cabal is murder hobo.
Murder hobo. I like it.
Cabal's characterization is so inconsistent. In the original timeline, it was like, oh yeah, he used to be a cop. Now he's a huge gangster with super speed. And in the new timeline, it's like, oh, now he's a cyborg cop who's not a gangster and he's a full-blown good guy. Like, huh? Yeah, that's Mortal Kombat for you, though.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have a series that halfway decides, like, the first half of the series is entirely just, fuck it, this is exclusively made for the purpose of blood and gore. And then the latter half's like, you know what, we're actually going to try and have a great story. The past will inevitably haunt you with such concepts. Back in the first game, Raiden was actually a bad guy who wanted to destroy the world. That's some nut shit.
I don't know. I don't think that's changed.
Well, he doesn't want to anymore. It just happens.
He just wants.
Oh, you hate it when that happens.
He just wants you to think that he doesn't want to.
Raiden before is like mwahaha. Raiden now is like whoopsie doodles.
Yeah, Raiden right now is on the level of Assassin's Creed Rogue Assassins, where they're like, go and destroy this city. You go and destroy the city and then have problems with destroying the city, and then they're like, oh, I didn't think you would actually destroy the city.
The other revealed character is one of the new characters from MKX, Devora. I have no idea why, but a lot of people were thinking very few MKX new characters were going to make it into MK11. I'm not.
Why is that?
I'm not exactly sure. I think the Mortal Kombat fan base is like a really shitty fan base. All of them are really shitty fan bases, but the Mortal Kombat fan base is supposedly a really shitty one that only likes classic characters.
Ah.
I disapprove of her inclusion just on the basis of bees.
You disapprove of having your weakness put into the game.
Yeah, the only way they could make her worse is if she controls spiders, like tarantulas.
Okay. Where does this fit into the Pokemon paradigm here?
I don't know. Are there any Pokemon tarantulas or some shit?
There is a bug type, isn't there, Pink?
Yeah.
There is a bug type.
Spinarak.
Addy is weak to bug type.
Yeah, so what type am I? Like,
well, they get two types, don't they? Aren't there only like a couple that are just one?
Freaking, I'm a lightning fire type, but how would that make me weak to bug?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah.
The Addy's the one outside the system. He's weak to bugs, and he's weak to water because it's blue.
Yeah, but, I'm also weak to the fossil Pokemon Sonic.
Oh, Jesus.
For the same reason. For the same reason.
Oh, jeez. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, Addy. Mortal Kombat 11 has full customization. Like, so you know, if we ever play Mortal Kombat 11 online, all of my characters will be blue.
Oh, you know.
I'm going to go with Blue Devora, because fuck you.
We will never play Mortal Kombat 11 online, because Ed Boon loves to freaking region restrict us.
I like how everything that's Mortal Kombat
Specifically
is Ed
us.
Boon.
Yeah, like, it's the same with most companies. Like, everything Steam and Valve is Gaben. Everything Bethesda is Todd Howard. Everything Mortal Kombat and Midway is Ed Boon. Like, specifically, personally, Ed Boon. Like, sure, Tobias helped him come up with the game or whatever it is he did. Freaking drew scantily clad women. But
I don't think Tobias has been involved since the classic trilogy.
No, I think he quit like during the PS2 era.
Right, which is why Noob is now just Noob instead of Noob Saibot.
Yeah.
I get that it's Boon backwards, but it's always going to be weird having a character named Noob. Because I just think of the stupid gamer terms, you know?
Yeah.
Thank God everybody stopped using those.
At least, if one of us gets good with him, we can upload some lead noob gameplay.
Damn it. And the thing.
Yeah?
You've shut my brain down, Addy. You've done it again. I like the new Devora design. I will definitely say that. And I feel like you guys will disagree with me.
She looks like a cyborg to me.
She does look like a cyborg.
I'm not a fan.
She looks too much like Cyrax. She looks too much like Cyrax, definitely. Yeah. I get that they're trying to put beehives on her shoulders, but they look like nodes.
They're trying to put that Resident Evil on her shoulders.
An entire Resident Evil game?
No, 2. Because she has 2 shoulders.
Jesus. She's also got dreads, which I'd appreciate if she had more than 5 of them. Because going with just 5 of them also reminds everybody of Cyrax and Sector, who have dreadlocks that are cables. There's way too much Cyrax in this character design. I'll say that's the flaw. I like the idea of taking Devora and making her a lot more monstrous, which, surprisingly, a lot of people are pissed about them making Devora monstrous because they wanted to fuck her, and now they can't fuck her. Which, that's the internet.
It's a bee-woman!
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, was like, to start with, guy. She wasn't so great to start with, guys. It seems like the natural conclusion. I don't see how this would have led anywhere else. Yeah.
I guess some people want their dicks small and not all the time.
There are too many problems with that, and there's probably too many problems with those people.
There are too many questions to be asked, but I don't want to ask them.
And it cracks me up anytime someone's criticism for a character design is, I don't want to fuck it. Just imagine that for any character design, not just Devora. Like, imagine a character design for Cthulhu gets shown off, and someone's response is just, "I don't want to fuck it, so it's bad." I can't, I
I
can't
mean, hey,
masturbate to this.
hey, Cthulhu is a very sexy monster.
I'm sure he is in Japan. All those tentacles.
Yeah, Cthulhu is very sexy in Japan because they have countrywide censor of dicks. So like if you go through the borders, you're on the plane, you go and take a piss, but you don't see your dick because it's all pixels.
Like The Sims.
Yeah.
I like that's what Pink took away. Pink, you poor innocent soul. Hey, on a slightly more innocent note, who wants to talk about Avengers Endgame and the horrible genocide?
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Did you have you seen the new Avengers Endgame trailers? The one from the Super Bowl?
I actually have not because I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
I didn't either, but I watched a spot on the internet anyways. Fuck football. So there's actually very, very little information other than showing that Cap is now attending kind of anonymous meetings. So they're actually going to put a lot of focus on society after the snap. But the other crazy thing, they showed Rocket for a little bit. Guess what?
He's dead. In real life, anyway.
Well,
His model did die. Rest in peace, Mr. Oreo.
yeah. Now, it's going to be a posthumous performance, I'm afraid. Avengers Endgame has to end with rest in peace, Stan Lee and Mr. Oreo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In loving memory.
No,
The two who built the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. They need to show a picture of Stanley holding Oreo, though. Like, they need to Photoshop it together.
You go that route. I was about to say, like, it's Mr. Oreo. Stanley's trying to hold Mr. Oreo, and Mr. Oreo is attacking him.
Yeah.
He's got rabies. He's foaming at the mouth. There's two, like, guards off screen trying to help. One swinging at Mr. Oreo with a nightstick.
No, they're trying to shoot Mr. Oreo with a tranquilizer gun, but they're shooting Stan instead.
We're joking about violence towards an old man who passed away in the last 2 or 3 months.
This is true. This is a fact.
Hey, Addie, remember when you said you were being taken to hell?
Yeah. I've accepted the fact.
All right. So what I was going to say is, Rocket, in the little clip we get to see, is wearing the classic Guardians of the Galaxy outfit.
The blue one?
Yeah, the classic blue and red outfit.
Oh, nifty.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's because since Rocket has to be on Earth, he can't get weird space clothes anymore. So they're like, all right, we're going to have to make a military uniform for a raccoon.
Dress up the raccoon. He can't be naked.
He can't go to space topic.
And I'm imagining Rocket like, hey, can you guys give me a spaceship so I can buy new clothes? And they're like, how fucking cheap do you think a spaceship is?
I don't know, as the Elon Musk guy.
Yeah.
Man, we've only gotten to the moon.
There better be a remark like something along the lines of Rocket calling them idiots for that. I mean, I guess technically Tony and Peter and Doctor Strange hitched a ride to Titan, so hey, that's close enough.
Yeah.
They called the ride from freaking the guy from Borderlands.
Okay. You know what just dawned on me?
Yeah?
In Infinity War, Thanos throws a moon at them at one point. Doesn't that fuck up the ecosystems of pretty much everything nearby? Because it fucks up the gravity.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Because isn't there like a whole thing of like if the moon moved too much, it would cause like the Earth to be covered in tidal waves and shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that was the plot of Ultimatum, wasn't it? Something along those lines.
No, the thing is, Thanos' plan was to take care of half of humanity with the snap, and then take care of the other half of the planet with tsunamis.
That's the problem with Thanos' snap theory, is that it's wound up killing way more than half. Because remember the post-credit sequence where it shows, like, helicopters are crashing and shit? Because pilots got snapped, so planes and choppers across the planet are going down.
Right.
There's some ship out there at the ocean where the captain died and no one knows how to sail the ship. So they're just gonna starve to death.
They just start sinking.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Captain's gone, we're going under. That's how boats work.
There's some guy driving his car. Well, a guy gets in his car and it hasn't even started it yet, but he gets snapped and the car explodes. But yeah, Avengers Endgame. We still know very little, which is probably a good thing.
Yep.
Probably means that most of the scenes of the movie are going to be people dying.
Yep.
Like, supposedly what we've seen, all the clips we've seen have only still just been from, like, the first 20 minutes.
Oh, man.
And it's going to be a 3-hour movie.
Right.
There is no way Cap is surviving this movie. There are a few cases of characters who are more dead on arrival than Cap here. And probably Tony, too.
Yep.
Yeah. And then they will have the third Civil War in hell.
Like I don't know if Cap's going to hell. Tony for sure, but Cap.
Tony for sure.
Like they will do the whole Civil War thing again, but instead of Spider-Man and guys, it's gonna be freaking Mephisto and Ghost Rider, the B team.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Well, Nick Cage Ghost Rider, not anymore.
Well, hey, when he's Ghost Rider, it's just CG, so you don't have to actually deal with Nick Cage.
I guess.
So, in less awesome superhero news, supposedly, and yet another shitty little side project that DC's working on is a spin-off of Aquaman, a horror movie for the Trench.
What really stuck out to me here is way back when Aquaman was rumored to be in production as a horror movie.
It was?
It was.
Would this have been around like 2011?
Yeah, probably around, I don't know, before Batman vs. Superman.
Right, because the idea of Aquaman with horror didn't really come in until the Trench, and the Trench weren't introduced until 2011, I think, right?
Right.
This has got to be the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Oh, we're making an Aquaman spin-off. It's a horror movie, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you need
cut to Super Friends Aquaman, right?
You need to work Cthulhu in somehow.
It's not even Cthulhu, because Cthulhu listens to Aquaman. Aquaman's like, hey Cthulhu, fuck off back to the bottom of the ocean, and Cthulhu's like, all right.
This will be the story of how Aquaman tamed Cthulhu. All 15 minutes of it.
They had a pleasant conversation and then went their separate ways.
You know, I get trying to go for new, different concepts with the superhero movies, because at the end of the day, even the best DC movies still inevitably feel like they're trying to fit into the Marvel formula.
Right.
So they do want to do something different. This is not the direction to go.
Probably not. I feel like horror movies already have a limited audience, and doing a superhero horror movie.
Well, supposedly the budget's going to be very tiny, which seems like a problem considering the Trench are entirely CGI creatures.
Right. It's like, I just don't see any feasible way this is a good idea, even on paper. Because It's a superhero film that's a niche audience. It's a horror film that's a niche audience. It's two things at once, and not all horror fans are probably going to be particularly interested in this. And superhero fans want to see superheroes, not little trench monsters. So I feel like you're combining two elements that should not be combined.
I can't get over the fact that it's someone was like looking at the trench and we're like, let's make a movie of those guys.
Yeah.
Just take
It's like-
Descent and just take the movie Descent and put it in the ocean.
So, imagine if someone watched Avengers, the first one, and they're like, hey, those Chitauri guys, they're cool. Let's make a movie about them. Like, no, that's not the idea.
Not quite.
I was about to pitch this stupid idea. It would be like if someone made a Mario game about the Koopas, but then I realized, oh, that's probably already a thing.
A Mario game about what? Goombas?
Koopas or Goombas, either one works.
Not yet. No, I don't think there's a game that's centered around them. Yeah.
Well, we got one about Toad. Now we're
Yeah.
getting one about Toadette, so I'm sure the Koopas and Goombas are somewhere down the line. Super Koopa Brothers. Hey, I'd actually play one about the Hammer Brothers. Because the game would be too easy.
Just make one about the Koopalings.
I
Like,
feel like that
they're-
already exists in some regard.
Like they're not actually children of freaking Bowser.
Are
They just kind of resemble him. No, they're not.
They've gone back and forth. At first they said that the Koopalings were Bowser's kids and Bowser Jr. wasn't. Now they've reversed the stance entirely and said Koopalings aren't his kids, but Bowser Jr. is.
Yeah.
But they refuse to state whether the Koopalings are like his nephews and nieces that he's just babysitting over the weekend, or if they're his adopted kids, or if they just
No.
kind of follow him around.
Here's the thing. Waluigi has an uncircumcised penis.
Like,
That is
you
the-
realize that was a dank meme, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, for that matter, they also refuse to say what Wario's relation to Waluigi is.
That according to the Super Mario Super Show lore, or I'm not sure which series it was actually, but Wario and Waluigi are just two other plumbers that
They're not even
existed.
related to Mario or Luigi in any way.
No, they just resemble them and are evil.
I like the idea of the parents having Wario and the other parents having Waluigi and being like, you know what we should name our kid? Not Mario, Wario. And he's gonna grow up to find a guy named Mario, and he's gonna fucking hate that guy.
The thing is, you do know what the wa prefix means in Japanese.
I'm gonna wager it's either stupid, fat, or weird.
Evil.
Evil, okay. Wario and Waluigi aren't evil, though.
Not anymore, I guess.
Like, even Bowser's barely evil at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, considering they had all those Mario RPGs where a guy shows up who actually is bent on destroying the world. And whenever Bowser gets involved, Bowser's always like, hey, not cool, man. All I want is a girlfriend, man. I ain't that bad. Yeah. So, hey. We ordinarily would talk about what's coming out in the next coming week at this topic. I don't know if should we hand the control of this off to Pink now?
I don't know, because I didn't unleash anything last week because I panicked because I couldn't remember if you said anything was coming out last week. So I was like, oh, I'll just wait until they give me instruction or tell me what's going on this week. So if the reins are all mine, I'll be going through the catalog today and scheduling some uploads.
All right. I believe we've got a massive backlog of Sengoku Basuras and one-shots. We've got one Scribblenauts, which you and me should probably record the finale to that tomorrow or the next day, because otherwise we're not getting an opportunity.
Right.
And, There's probably one. I think there's a Rainbow Six Siege that we need to get out, or else it's gonna wind up being lost in the backlog.
Yeah, there's one or two of those that we have left. I think we also have like a 400, at least one 400 that has been like lost to the ages.
Mentally, we are digging through like heaps of VHSs.
They're old school and they've got little Sharpie notes on them, like summer 1976.
Black Blade.
We look at some of them and we're like, what the fuck is FOL? I don't remember making this. Where'd this come from?
In that case, I'll probably be pumping out the Rainbow Six and For Honor videos because I know both those games are getting updated soon or have already been updated, and may as well get them out now before they're like decades old and patch notes worth.
Yeah,
of content.
there's the PV pig that we did, and that's already outdated because I hogged into that with pre-rework Shugoki.
Challenge mode.
There's our winner.
You do it for style points. Pick the low tier characters to win. Alright. Addy, do you got anything coming out on your channel?
Oh, I actually need help from Pig to finish the thing I've been working on.
Right.
But yeah. I did a review. Well, I didn't do it yet. I need to edit it together. But there's gonna be a review of Assassin's Creed Rogue coming out.
Oh, alright. Do we have someone... I was about to ask, do we have a preview? Then I realized you spent like a good chunk of last week's podcast talking about it. Like, yeah, we got a preview.
Yeah.
And, Pink, do you have anything coming out on your channel?
I don't, but I was recording some more Pokemon, so once I get all that done and all my issues fixed, things should be coming out normally once again.
Alright.
Oh no, the freaking Sims people gave me arrows, but they didn't give me ladders.
On my end, I'm still not coming out with anything. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be working on something, some idea, some plan, or not. Who the fuck knows? I've been busy with a lot of schoolwork lately.
Right.
Well, I guess I do have like the occasional gaming clips from the moments I've had. Just earlier this morning, I uploaded a clip from Resident Evil 2 that's up if you want to watch it, folks. Just a little 10-second clip. And other than that, yeah, I ain't got nothing going on my end. So, Pink, what have you been up to for the past week?
Past week. I want to say a lot of Smash, a little bit of Rainbow Six. Played a little bit of Smite with Addy the other day. Then I had to leave. That was unfortunate.
Oh, Smite.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We got wrecked a lot. I think we lost about every round except the first one we had.
The thing is, it's hard to win when every second you do something, there's ping again, you rock via Relix, that freaking asshole.
Well, what the... I've never even understood a Wheelix. Like, I know she rides the Panther, and I know she's the Rogue and all that, so she gets more crits, but other than that, what does she even do?
Die.
Ah, okay.
According to that guy.
I need to start playing Wheelix. Dying is my specialty. And it's been... How long has it been since we last played Smite? It's probably been 6 months.
Yeah, it's been a good while since all of us played together. It's been like 3 months since we played with Pink for the PvP recording of that nobody watched.
We're not basing things off of view count at this point. We're operating under the assumption that at some point we'll hit it big and there'll be a massive backlog.
Yeah.
Enjoy, fuckers.
Well,
you want more content? We've got all the content you'll ever need.
I'm working on the assumption that when I'm gonna be 75, I'll look back on these days fondly, while the three of us hold hands as we die, or something. I don't know.
We all die simultaneously. It's just like another Thanos snap.
Yeah, we all just turn into dust.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If I still know you guys at 75 and we haven't hit it big, then Jesus Christ, what has happened to our lives?
I mean, at 75, we will pay people to watch us.
Here, watch these old videos we made when we were like teenagers. Fuck it.
Watch the videos from our golden years, child.
I was in my prime when I was your age, and I spent that recording videos that nobody watched.
Time well spent.
I was in my prime when I said that the freaking ocean makes the freaking thing colder, the water.
When the ocean, it's cold at the bottom. It's cold at the bottom of the ocean. It's real cold. You gotta put hot water down there. Detectives, they ain't scientists. Back in my day, we listened to Pitbull covers of Africa by Toto, and we liked it.
Did we though? Did we though?
That's a good question.
Back in my days, we listened to freaking Pop Goes Punk covers.
Oh no.
Okay, that's too much.
That's too much. Pitbull was too much. You put too much on top of too much for much too much.
Oh.
I touch too much, if you will.
That would make a good band name.
Yeah. It might make a good AC/DC song name, you could even say.
Yeah.
There's a mega coffee table, and I heard it was a mega coffee table.
Mega coffee table. Oh, the furniture is resisting. Funnily enough, I've actually got a picture for that. And Addie is going to love this. I know he will. Give me a moment to get a timestamp. And Pink will just sit there confused, like, what the fuck?
What is that?
That's the Shangoku Satsu thing. That's the super move that I didn't do with Akuma every time. That's it when we get to place.
He says Masatsu after he does it. Oh, Jesus. I never thought of that. This is a problem, because now every time I look at a stack of chairs, I'm going to think of that. I want to think it's the chair doing a fucking raging demon. Hey, give me Furniture Fighter. That's what I want.
Yeah. That's the new Street Fighter spin-off.
Well, I mean, they fight cars already. They beat up cars. Why not start beating up furniture? Jesus.
Where the hell did I save those?
Imagine all the cool moves you could do with a recliner. Those would make for some pretty sick animations.
The Steiner recliner.
That's what they'll call it.
No, they can't, because that might be like copyrighted by some ancient WCW thing. No, they gotta call it the Recliner Steiner. Just turn the word around. It's fine.
It'll work.
It sounds like a thing Vince would say. It's fine. Just turn the word around.
All right, put up a timestamp.
The kids will never notice. Okay, give me a second. Oh, the Vince voice kills me.
There's been
All right, shoot.
So a guy's been doing these, which are, well, you might recognize them.
That is a massive hand.
Oh, Jesus. What the fuck? That was the most unique bug I've ever seen.
What happened?
Live on recording. Uh, I was. I walked into a room in Resident Evil 2, and the chairs. There were desk chairs everywhere, and they started flying through the ceiling into the floor.
They did a Shangoku Satsu on you, or on you. The chairs did.
Oh no. I was worried about Mr. X. I should have been worried about this. But yeah, oh man. References to Team Fortress 2 make me sad. I remember when that game was good.
Put up another one.
Oh Jesus. There's two?
Yeah. There's been a guy who's been doing these Team Fortress 2 into 400 memes.
Oh, you spoil me so, Addy.
Hopefully that's the... I sent it... Okay, yeah, good.
Too tiny.
Okay, he shouldn't say, I've yet to meet someone that can outsmart Kanabo. He should say, I've yet to meet someone that can outsmart Stick.
Yeah. I think the foreigner community has also nicknamed Shigoki's Kanabo as Rukia.
What?
The gal from Bleach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a reference that's gonna go over my head a little bit.
And then also this happened. If I can find the picture.
Hang on, let me get the timestamp up.
You don't need it yet, because I'm not sure if I have the picture ready.
Okay, just tell me when you're ready. But, oh man. I got nostalgic about Team Fortress 2 the other day. You know, they're supposed to be conveying the entirety of the end of their plot through comics.
All right.
And this creates a small problem because the last time they put out a comic was 2 years ago now? So the Team Fortress 2 plot has just been sitting there.
Untouched.
Alright, you can put the timestamp up now.
Okay, give me just a moment.
So this is not a funny thing, this is just something that I wanted to update y'all on. So, you know the Shaggy memes that have been going around?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, the guy who played Shaggy actually did a meme.
I've been very sick of the Shaggy meme already. Because they're fucking begging for him to be put in Mortal Kombat. And they won't shut the fuck up.
I did hear about that. Nothing else regarding Shaggy, but I did hear about the Mortal Kombat thing.
On one hand, I can see why people would be sick of this meme. On the other hand, I'm nostalgic as shit for Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
So...
We don't need Shaggy in Mortal Kombat. We need a good Scooby-Doo video game. I was joking, but now that I think about it, that'd actually be awesome.
What?
A Scooby-Doo video game. I did have one growing up. It sucked, but imagine a survival horror video game, but it's Scooby-Doo.
Imagine a survival horror video game. Imagine a survival horror video game, but it's Shaggy chasing you. Because why the hell not?
Oh, you stole his weed, and now he's coming for you.
Yeah. He will kill you with less than 1% of his power.
I like the idea, not only this, that Matthew Lillard is joining it. Like, the only part of this I like is Matthew Lillard supporting it. I really like that he's still got a Shaggy outfit that he keeps in his fucking closet, specifically for moments like this.
I mean, the guy did his work. He is now the character. like the guy hasn't put on anything other than the Shaggy outfit since he played Shaggy in those movies.
I mean, he did a ton of the Scream movies, didn't he?
I don't know.
I thought he was one of the big stars of the original Scream movies.
I think that's true.
Movies.
Hell, he might have actually been the original Ghostface killer. Which makes Shaggy look even creepier, admittedly.
Yeah, I mean, he being a member of the Wu-Tang Clan kind of makes him. Help me out. Was Ghostface actually a member of the Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't remember. Okay, good.
Was he? Fuck. I think he was. Yes. And of course, it was named after the. It was named after the movie character, of course, but you know. Now you got me thinking Wu-Tang. Damn it, Addy. Once your mind goes to Wu-Tang, it can't go anywhere else. Well, what the fuck were we originally talking about? Oh, Pink, what were you doing this past week?
What was I doing that led to this?
What led to this was me bringing up the Masatsu chair, which made Addy bring up his string, a meme. The Masatsu chair reminded Addy to turn the meme machine back on.
Yeah, not the Robotnik's meme machine.
I played that game as a child. It's the only Sonic game I was remotely good at, or remotely liked. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Outside of all that nonsense that I mentioned before, I played a lot of WWE games with my little siblings, which was a change of pace because normally I play those games alone, but I want to say last week they all started bugging me to play them, so I was like, all right, sounds cool. So we were doing a lot of Royal Rumbles over the week, and what's fun about that is in the modern games, you can actually defend the titles in a Royal Rumble. So it's like we'd have a Royal Rumble, decide a new champion, then we'd have another Royal Rumble and decide another new champion. The champs had a very hard time defending their titles. To this day, I don't think anyone has done so successfully.
Well, does the champion never take the Smash Brothers strategy?
No.
I have to admit, the one thing that one of the definite things that was a very good idea on the WWE game's part was separating universe titles from main play mode titles.
Yeah. Remember what was it, SVR 11, where everything was connected to universe? That was terrible.
Oh man, you know what? You're right. I forgot about that. And I can imagine a person just trying to have a casual match and just, oh hey, why is Bret Hart here?
I didn't even pre-order him. How the hell did he come into my game?
He's just throwing sunglasses. His hatred for Vince and Shawn knows no bounds.
There are no boundaries and no limits to that man.
Oh! Mr. X just Superman punched me!
Again?
See, he's been secretly freaking Roman Reigns. This is why he needed to leave.
All right, later, Vince. I'm busy being Mr. X.
What a promotion. And I want to say there's nothing else I did this week, because I can't recall anything else off the top of my head.
Ooh.
So I'll pass the sharing stick over to Addy.
Addy, what you got to share?
So, this week, I played For Honor, of course. Vortiger got released to everyone. Vortiger is my new main. Vortiger is freaking good, and he's not OP. Weirdly enough, there's one string of his there's one string of his that is OP that they need to nerf, and I don't disagree with people saying that it needs to be nerfed because it freaking does. Because there's just a bunch of Conqueror mains who pick Vortiger and then just spam Conqueror strings on him. And one of these strings is Light Bash Light, which is actually broken on Vortiger as well. So.
The bash combos never work out when they give them to characters.
Yeah. So really they just need to take a good long look at that and see what they can do. And by see what they can do, I mean possibly make it so the bash is not guaranteed. Or make it so you can actually dodge away from the bash. Because right now it has only got tier tracking on it.
God.
But otherwise, I've not been. I actually like I looked at his moveset. There's one move of his that I never use ever, and that's his neutral bash. So
Ironically.
yeah, I'm not trash. I'm not that trash anyway.
There's a certain standard of trash at which you stop.
Yeah. So yeah, uh, I've been like I had one team match that was funny because I believe like 90% of the teams were Vortiger. So of course you'd assume that everybody would pancake flip each other. Nope. People just kind of forget that the pancake flip exists because Bashlight Bash works or whatever the hell it is.
The pancake
So
flip is on parry, right?
no, it's a parry timing, but it's not on parry.
Oh.
You need to go into bulwark stance and then press X when they hit you.
Right,
And then
right. You explained that last week. I was like, I feel like I'm being stupid here.
But yeah, so I had a good like the thing with bulwark stance is that everybody knows that if you're in bulwark stance, they just need to guard break you to make it so you're not in bulwark stance anymore because you actually can't counter guard break
You can't?
when you can't.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I had a good time just bulwark stance having, which is unblockable, people who tried to guard break me, and then whenever they tried to gang up on me, just pancake flip the shit out of their team. That was a good match because people don't expect you to pancake flip them like 15 times in a row, but yet you do it anyway.
As soon as I saw the first gameplay video for Vortiger, I saw the pancake flips and I was like, that looks like a lot of fun.
Like a lot of what?
That looks like a lot of fun. The pancake flips do.
It is. It's my favorite move. It's just so good, and I like Vortiger a lot because he has a hidden stance like Moosh, but his hidden stance is not completely shit. Because here's the thing, I told you that I'm not sure if you regenerate stamina or not. So what happens with Bulwark stance is that it takes like a little small chunk of your stamina that doesn't regenerate, but it doesn't go down either. You can still move and shit, and then if you get hit, then your stamina goes down, or if you try to do a move. So yeah, the only thing I regret is that because they reset the matchmaking stuff, I get put with level 1 bots, so I have no challenge really aside from playing against people. But then playing against people, you just get fed up by people who spam light bash light. So it's like there's no right choice here. So yeah.
So I don't remember this exactly. Was there not a mechanic with For Honor where if you parry like one person in a group fight and everybody else hits you, you'll parry all of them?
There was.
And I assume that mechanic is retained for the pancake flip?
Yes, that's how I pancake flipped their team on the same time. Because the thing is, the more people you parry, the wider Vortiger's strike is. Because the pancake flip, I'm not sure if you noticed in the animation, the pancake flip isn't just a flip, but there's also a follow-up strike that they can't block.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that makes the pancake flip really strong.
Yeah, like I'd say it's balanced just because it's a really tight timing window for you to actually not press it too fast or too late. So I think it balances it out.
Well, yeah, the parries are balanced because by difficulty of input.
No, it's worse than parries because there's no, there's no freaking. Like, I'd say the timing window is worse because not only is it a parry timing, but there's startup. And during the startup, if they hit you during the startup, it doesn't matter. So
okay, so it's got a tighter timing window than parries.
Yeah, a bit more timing, a bit tighter timing, I'd say. But that's why I just started sucking at parries. That could happen as well.
Oh, considering that you were good at parrying after having played the game for about 2 or 3 days, I'd have to imagine it's not that.
Like, I'd say it's probably a bit more akin to deflect timing, which I'm also pretty good at. Because, well,
Okay.
I'd say I'm pretty good is a bit of an overstatement, but I played Orochi and Shinobi for like a month, so I had to do it to survive.
So what you're saying to me is, I should not pancake flip.
No, I put it the difficulty of it. I put between deflects and parries, so it's like a bit harder than parries, but it's not as hard as deflects.
Okay,
Because with,
okay.
because
Deflect, I still can't do.
yeah, the reason why you can't do deflects is because there's actually like just like 5 frames. Well, it's definitely more than 5 frames, but you get what I'm saying. But there's like these 5 frames where if you dodge in those frames, then you will actually deflect, and then every frame other than that in the attack, you just dodge. Because the thing is, the iframes for the deflect and the freaking dodge frames or whatever the hell, they overlap, and so the game prioritizes dodging. So deflects are harder than they intended, but they don't really want to fix it, so they're not anymore.
Huh. I'd have figured it was on the parry frames. I just kind of figured like it was on the same timing as parries, but I just sucked. Or not
No,
that I sucked, but rather that it was so weird to me I couldn't possibly get it.
no, there's a tighter time frame for that to actually recognize, and then you also need to press a button, so it's a bit harder than parrying. But yeah, like I'd say that if you like the Wardinger gameplay trailers and shit, then you should probably check him out, because his neutral attacks are shit. They are completely reactable, but people aren't reacting to shit because they're like, "Oh hell, is he going to freaking pancake flip me again, or is he going to bash spam?" And when
Right.
you do something other than that, people just don't know what to do.
You scare them with your defensive strategies.
Yeah. And then there's also the fact that Vortiger is probably like the best character in team fights. Because if there are more people on your side than theirs, or if there are equal people on both sides, then either your attack or defense will be better than the enemy teams if they don't have a Vortiger. Because on attack, if there are more of you than them, then then they can just focus on the enemy while you beat the shit out of them, and you might not do like 50 damage with a hit, but you still do a shitload rather.
A
Freaking
shitlot works too.
yeah, I guess it does. And then when you're getting outnumbered, then there's the pancake flip. Now there is this like small bug like thing, or I don't know what I would call it, where with bulwark stance, and I'm not sure if it's just my controller messing up or not, but with bulwark stance, sometimes you just decide that you're not in it. Like even if you were just a hit before, you're not in it anymore. So I just taken to snap doing pancake flips and attacks, which require even more timing. But I don't give a shit. It's fun when people don't expect you to. And yeah, the difficulty with that is that now instead of just the pancake flip startup, there's the whole getting into bulwark sets and then pancake flip startup and then pancake flip active frames. So you need to time it real good if you actually want to use it in battle, which is why it's basically impossible when there's a berserker attacking you.
Yeah, I can see the berserker being a problem.
Yeah, and so far the people I've had most issues with fighting like this is Berserker, Shinobi, or not Shinobi, Orochi, and Nuksha. So the Light Spammer trio.
Yeah. What? Oh man. I kind of wish I could spend more time with For Honor, but there's so many games that, like, I want to go back and play a lot of old games now. Like, I'm starting to run into that. I don't know if you guys are.
Oh, there are plenty of times where I want to go back to play the older games. I was wanting to play or replay through Sunshine the other month.
Super Mario Sunshine?
Yeah,
Really? Most people don't like Super Mario Sunshine, right?
I friggin' love it.
Huh. I Yeah, I could probably go for a good 3D platformer at this point.
You guys are blessed. You don't hate those. But yeah, I don't really have times when I want to play older games, but I don't know why that is. I guess it's just because I'm always stuck with the last generation because of money. So I don't have enough time to just feed on their life force or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm actually down. I finally got the Xbox One put back in upstairs so we can. It's become much easier to record on it on my end, and I'm actually having it reinstall the Metal Gear Solid HD collection right now.
Oh, speaking of which, did you see the PS3 game with PS Plus?
No, I didn't.
It's Metal Gear 4.
It. I need to check that out.
Go into the web page for the PS Store and then you can claim it there.
Is it even possible to play that on PS4 in any way?
Not on PS4, no. Maybe PS5.
Because, like, MGS4 is, like, the hardest one to get your hands on, definitely. I want to say that Metal Gear Solid 4 and maybe Metal Gear Solid Portable are the only ones that are only on one platform, I think. Like, it's especially bad because the PS3 doesn't have any consoles it's backwards compatible with.
Yeah. So, what else did I freaking do? I played a bit of The Sims 4. So this is when I tell you about my personal Sims. So, I was going to make a Sim, just mess around with The Sims 4 to check out the sim creation and shit. So I made a guy, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at the hats or whatever it is. I forget. And then I see that there's an option to make the guy look like Darth Maul. So I, so I gave him that. I made his other outfits where he can't be Darth Maul for some reason. So instead of actually being Darth Maul, who dresses like he's from the freaking 2000s, like the early 2000s, and just having it be him on his off time, basically. Instead of doing that,
Darth Maul, parenthesis, casual.
yeah, instead of doing that, I went with the story that it's not actually Darth Maul, it's just a guy who's really obsessed with Darth Maul. Like the guy has seen the prequels 50 million times. He only watches the Darth Maul part, but he still says that he loves the prequels. Shit like that. Like the guy was a young adult, so like 20 something probably. And the story was that he legally changed. He loved Darth Maul so much that he legally changed his name to Dark Maul,
Dark Maul.
where Maul is the family name.
He's gonna have to marry some poor girl, and she's gonna be.
Yeah, so there's this.
No, she's gonna insist he takes her name.
So
Fuck
what
that.
happened? What happened is that I just found some random woman who was out jogging, and I had them speak, and then I was like, nobody comes to the freaking house that this guy lives on. So I called her over, and then we talked, and then we talked, and then we talked, and then it turned out that she had a husband. So she broke up with her husband. I got her to break up with her husband, and then they married.
Success.
So, yeah, and so I don't remember. Eliza. Her name was Eliza. Eliza Pancakes. So she is now Eliza Mole.
Eliza Maul.
Yeah, and then they had 3 children. Um, one of the first one was a girl, so I didn't remember Padme. So I was like, I guess I'll just name her after her mother. So she became Elizabeth Mole. And then they had two sons. Ben and Anakin. Well,
Of course.
yeah. And what I wanted to do is move them into the same move our characters into the same neighborhood so we could have them interact somehow. But I don't think Sim 4 will let me, sadly.
Well, we can just invade their house. That's always
I
an
don't have
option.
I don't have it saved.
Oh, damn it.
But yeah. So Sims 4 is in a lot of ways better than the other Sims games were, but it's lacking content. The vanilla version anyway is.
Yes, that's a Sims game at launch in general, really. Pretty
I
much.
don't know, like I had my fun with vanilla Sims 2 and 3.
Vanilla Sims
Because
2
I
was fine, but like Sims 3 and Sims 4 were both big cases of where they deliberately took out shit so that they could sell it as an expansion pack.
so yeah, that was fun. Especially like the thing is, Dark Ball. I keep not wanting to call him Darth, but he's not the actual character. He's just a poser. So
He is a
Dark Ball,
false small.
yeah, a false ball. So Dark Ball, he was a musician. He actually worked as a musician in the later days when I didn't quit following their lives. And they were all just basically artistic people aside from Eliza, who I kidnapped from freaking her work, apparently because she was a fitness model.
uh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was funny, especially how, like, did edit how the outfits they wore, but I didn't really edit their overall style. The kids, somehow, they all turned out freaking punks.
as,
Like,
as you do.
like Anakin had a freaking mohawk. As he does.
I remember that in
He's
movies.
he's he will start a freaking screamcore metal band and call it I Hate Sand.
That's why all the Jedi didn't want to train him.
Yeah,
Obi was secretly a punk fan, though. It all worked out
yeah.
in the end.
I mean,
Or did it?
Ben was another character, so uh yeah. So that was fun. And then other than that, what the hell did I play other than that? I forget. Oh, I played Hitman 2, well, technically Hitman 1, but I played it in Hitman 2's engine.
Oh, can you download Hitman 2's like free version and then use it to play the Hitman 1 maps?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I did.
that's what I told you last week.
Oh, I thought you were saying that I could buy Hitman 2 and do that. Oh.
No, you can. You just need to download. You just need to download the legacy map packs, I believe, and then download the Hitman 2 free launcher thing that they have, and then the Hitman 1 levels will just be in Hitman 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get around to that then. I should. I'm gonna have to download another thing. All right, here we go.
So, weirdly enough, that game actually has some form of social stealth.
Hitman is all social stealth, but in a very different way from Assassin's Creed.
No, I mean Assassin's Creed social stealth. Like it has the blend in with people thing.
It does?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can hide behind people.
No, there's the whole circle ending. And you need at least 3 people around you to make it so they can see you very well.
Ah, okay. I've never actually walked into the crowds. I started up the Paris level and I explored it a lot to try and find shit, but I don't think I didn't actually
Yeah,
try to do it.
in the tutorial is where I found out that there's actual social stealth. There's Assassin's Creed social stealth.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there they need you to walk into the crowd because there's no way to walk around them.
Yeah. It's been like a year or two since I downloaded the game first and played the tutorials. It actually retained that though. Started the game up and it was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the third level?" And I'm like, "Fuck no, I don't."
So yeah, I did that, and then I did the Paris level, and I did it the weirdest way, the weirdest whale. Yeah,
I mean, there are some pretty weird whales out there, man.
yeah, the humpback,
Just stop
the
there.
sperm whale. Yeah, I just stopped there. Yeah. So what I did there was that you know how there's this guy that they're waiting for, the guy who's supposed to be um like a model, and then 47 just happens to look like him a lot.
Yes, the supermodel guy with the makeup.
Yes, I went around back. I killed him, and then they noticed me, so I killed 15 guards.
As you do.
Yeah, as his hitman. And then after I did that, I went and I, of course, put his clothes on. I went upstairs to the woman who I needed to kill. I went into the meeting room, and I didn't pick up his phone, so I couldn't do the side missions, but whatever. I went up into the meeting room. I waited there for like 5 minutes. I realized that because I didn't call her up, she's just not gonna sit down and let me kill her. So what I did is that there's a guard who patrols that room, but he's only in there when the woman isn't, and the woman is always with a guy. So this room has a bathroom attached to it, and the bathroom has a wardrobe. What I did was I went into the bathroom, I started overflowing the sinks so the guard would come in, went into the wardrobe, killed the guard, put him in the wardrobe. Then I did the same thing with the guy who was with the woman, and then when she was all alone, I went in there and strangled her.
I'm
And
not
then
gonna lie, I don't think you're supposed to kill everyone you can, Natty.
your
They'll
Your
never
pub-
know I was here. There's a trail of bodies.
I know that I'm not supposed to kill everyone, but when I wanted, well, my idea was that I would get the woman to come in alone, and then she sent the guy, so I killed the guy, and the guard I just killed because for
Funsies?
yeah.
I hope you know. Oh, Jesus, what the fuck was that? Oh, that was a dog. I'm dealing with all kinds of shit over here, man. It's chaos. Oh!
But yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of the hitman just killing that guard and the people in his ear like, hey, what the fuck, man? He just 40 times just like, I wanted to do it. I didn't like that guy's face. Fuck him.
So I did that, and then in the Paris level, I'm not sure if you remember, there's two people that you need to kill.
Yes.
And the other guy just this room, this bathroom that I was on, just happens to not only overlook the freaking part of the place that the guy goes out to speak on, but also doesn't have windows. So I just pointed the silence gun out and then shot him in the head, and then ran like shit.
Hey, what's the guy in the suit running? I don't know.
He wasn't in the suit. He looked like the supermodel guy. So didn't that guy just kill our boss?
The show hasn't started yet, man. Yeah, Hitman 2 seems like a lot of fun. I feel like I'm gonna be putting a lot of time into it when I can actually get the time.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be a contrarian and say that I didn't enjoy it that much, but then that's just because, well, I can't really jump on people and then slash them in the neck and run. And that's basically all the stats I know.
You prefer for your stealth games not to be stealth games. You prefer if it was like Metal Gear, where it's like, alright, you can do the stealth, but here's an assault rifle if you don't want to.
Not really. Like in Metal Gear, I actually was more stealthy. Well, compared to myself. And by more stealthy, I mean I use sniper rifles from 15 miles away.
Yeah, that's Metal Gear. That's kind of real stealth, isn't it? Less, Hitman snuck in, and more, Tom's head exploded.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to do about that. We might not be able to do anything about it.
Well, it just kind of happened. Oh well.
I didn't like it anyways.
I guess we're not eating shit tonight.
I guess we're eating Tom tonight.
Yeah.
Cannibalism. It's fun.
And other than that, what else did I do?
How are you guys coming along on hunting down Mr. House to eat him?
Oh, we actually haven't recorded a video.
I don't think any of us have in a while.
I mean, to be fair, we do have 4 videos in the backlog of just Fallout, so...
Yeah.
Not like we're pushing it for time. And yeah, I think that's actually all I've done.
I don't want to think about how long it's been since we last recorded Scribble Knots. Dogs! Oh man. Okay. Is there just... I was on the tip of a really good question there. Trust me, I was. It's gone now. But, it was there at some point. Is that about all you've done in the past week, Addy?
Yeah, I've been sick, so...
Yeah, the schedules have not been conducive to content lately.
Yeah, I've been down with the sickness lately. I opened up my hate and let it flow into me. Or whatever.
Yeah, anything involved with a sickness you do not want flowing into you. Flowing out is bad as well, but at least it's gone. I have been so sick sometimes where it's been going in, out, and all around. So,
Oh, it did just made me remember that one. It was the second podcast, I want to say. That we did together. That I sent you the down with the dickness.
Right, the table.
Yeah. You need to get down with the sick dick.
Good table times. Didn't he make a ton of covers for other songs as well?
Who, Hellion?
Yeah.
He did one for... Well, I can check it because I actually follow him. He became a genuine content creator and I actually like his content. Like he made videos about paladins. Like he did bug videos about paladins and tried to make the game better, and then they banned his ass. So now he doesn't make videos about paladins anymore.
Did they ban him for being an ass, or did they ban him for admitting that the game had bugs?
They banned him for bug testing the game.
Oh.
Because what happened is there's if you had your profanity filter on and somebody said ass, then the game just kind of died, like it crashed. So people, when he was streaming Paladins, people told him about the bug, and then he tried it, and his game did nothing. So then they told him to turn the profanity filter on, and then he did it again, and then the game crashed. And then he did it once again to eliminate a guy who was AFKing. And they said that he did it funny sometimes. Because he did it when he was alone, not in a game, just in a private group with himself. And checked what the specifics are to how it crashes the game.
And so they banned him for doing their work for them.
Yes, they banned him for doing their work for them. So
As
now
you
he doesn't
do.
make Paladin. Yeah, so now he doesn't make Paladin's content anymore.
Admittedly, I think it would. The first mistake he made was making Paladins content.
Yeah. So I just checked, and he did. Well, before. Oh shit. So before Down with the Sickness, he did. Before I forget, BYOB and Chop Suey. After that, he did Tenacious D cover. He made. Well, I'm not sure if he made it, but he did Psychosocial Baby.
Right. I remember
Um,
that.
There's something called Last Sevenfold. He's the Saint. He did Kesucha Gage by Curse. He did Mr. Bronchicide by The Killers. Apparently, he made a cover, a freaking a church thing version of Trivia in the Waves. He made a Disney Channel edit of Ailstorm's F with an Anchor. And then he did the B Channel team. He ripped that off of the B Channel.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, there's your class
And
on
that's it.
Helvian for the day.
Yeah. All of this is gonna be in the test. That will be all in Hungarian. Be ready.
I hope you all were taking notes.
In Hungarian.
In Hungarian.
But yeah. Also, the B Channel rip turns into one by Metallica.
As you do.
That's fun. Yeah. And then yeah, that's all he did. So yeah, he did a pretty good amount of covers before switching over to doing Paladin's content.
Huh.
And yeah, that's all I've done this week. I have Ian, apparently.
I guess you did help. It probably doesn't sound good when you say I did Helvian this week.
Yeah.
I did him. We had a real good time.
Surely, for this house that I'm making, 7 bedrooms and 4 or 3 bathrooms will be enough.
And Clown will play in the black bathtub. Oh, that sounded weird. I just yelled bathtub. But I can
For
explain.
sure there was an excellent reason behind it.
I got punched in the ass by Mr. X. That's my explanation. Accept it.
I don't remember. What was the place we were on in the Sims 2 called Yamamoto Street what? 7, was it?
Something like that. Are you trying to keep this like full-blown canon? Gotta get the street name and everything?
Yeah.
They all died except for Pablo, though.
Pablo used his fish magic to bring him back to life.
He resurrected them.
He woke him up to his side.
No. Oh no. Oh lordy, oh lordy, oh lordy. I'm getting pinky. I'm getting pink here. Oh, why? Why is there... Why? Please, no. Okay, I'll walk.
So, folks, we hope you enjoyed this edition of Audible Agony.
As Alex is being hunted down by Mr. X.
No, please, no. I can't see anything because I'm drowning in enemies.
The IKEA furniture. The IKEA furniture. They gave it to the Satsui no Hano.
This is ridiculous. Okay. I think I've nope. I'm dead. All right. So hey.
Just like that, Alex has died on recording.
Yeah.
Right.
We hope you enjoyed him while we had him.
So hey, guess what I did this past week? I died.
Speaking from beyond the grave, with the aid of a sound alike.
I left the script as the last memory of me.
Yeah. Little known fact: we script everything we say, even the awkward pauses. Especially the awkward pauses.
Pause while everybody thinks of something to say.
We just have a little draft in the Discord. It's like a playwright.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how the hell we will have this house, by the way, because it's 400,000.
Yeah.
But I'll
Take
figure
out a
out a
loan.
way. Yeah.
Take out a loan. It'll all be fine.
We're gonna have to move him
Put-
into an empty lot, spawn in a ton of cash, then move him out and move him into the mansion.
Put your house up for mortgage. Or put your life up rather for mortgage. Right, let us hope that it actually saved my house to the inventory of freaking omnipotence or whatever. And apparently I just got a Grim Ghoulish guitar.
Sweet. I don't know what that is, but let's assume it's good.
It is a guitar that's half as edgy as Vortiger.
Only half?
Yeah, only half.
That's still pretty edgy.
Alright, so on my end, oh Jesus. On my end, my brain has been fried by a full week of schoolwork.
And me.
Oh, it has, oh man, it had to give a speech, make a website, make several papers, do several like tests that I had to go to specific testing centers that were proctored and all that. So I had a fun week.
Sounds terrible.
Only things I've been able to do in the meantime, I watched the last episode of Punisher Season 2. I feel like near the end it became known to them that the series was going to end, that Netflix was going to start shit canning people. Because all of a sudden it goes from building up like, oh, this is going to link into the third season, get ready, folks. And suddenly it's like, okay, never mind, we're going to make it a full-on conclusion. Because who is Punisher's nemesis?
Nemesis.
Jigsaw.
Right.
So they build up to having a final fight between Frank and Jigsaw. And Jigsaw screws up and gets himself shot in the gut 3 times by his ex-girlfriend. He retreats to a mutual friend of theirs' house. And I'm going ahead and spoiling the thing because it's a month out. And honestly, nobody watched the show to begin with. Have you guys seen, like, the numbers for the season 2s of the Marvel Netflix shows? They're actually awful.
Oh, I have not. Sounds accurate.
I mean, you've not watched the season 2s of these shows.
Right. It's like Daredevil. That's the only one that I've stuck through with.
So, Jigsaw, the Punisher nemesis, bleeds out slowly in some dude's basement. Just some fucking guy's basement. And when Frank walks in on him, Jigsaw tries to give a big speech on, oh, what great friends we used to be. While he's in the middle of, like, Frank just looks at him pissed the entire time. And mid-speech, Frank just shoots him in the chest twice and walks out. Mid-word, pretty much. And it's really funny because from our perspective, it's like playing sad music and it's focusing in on Jigsaw's face. And then just suddenly Jigsaw's chest explodes. Yep, that's the Punisher there. Character arcs come to an end much sooner than expected. Like, loose ends are tied. And they end the season in a way that very much feels like they didn't want to admit defeat, but at the same time they knew that they had to end it. So they ended.
There's probably not going to be season 3, so let's tie everything up here.
So what they did was, I'm looking for a proper picture. They ended on a scene where there's 2 gangs walking into a warehouse and Frank's waiting outside. And this being Punisher, you pretty much know where that's going, right?
Right.
So the way they decided to end it was on an homage shot to one of the classic Punisher images. And let me get a timestamp up. On the classic image of Frank in oh, that's a small picture. of Frank in a trench coat with the big skull logo and an M16 in either hand. Because they had to.
Right.
So that's very weird to see a series that does not want to die but knows it's dying. And did not learn it was dying until 12 episodes have been filmed. And I very well may be wrong, but that certainly seemed that way to me watching it. I also got to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, very nice.
Did you ever get around to watching it?
I did. I actually saw it in theaters.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd have to admit, like, I liked Ant-Man and Wasp better than the first one, but I didn't like the first one very much, so I can't.
Yeah,
imagine.
I've only seen the first one once. I did not see that one in theaters. I saw it several months later. And I thought it was good, not great, I don't think.
I would have gone for mediocre.
It's hard to say because there are some members of the cast I really liked, and other people in the first one felt very one note.
That villain was, he had to be one of the worst Marvel villains we've ever gotten.
Right. I could barely remember the villain at all, as we were talking about it here just now, because I was struggling to remember who it was.
Bald man.
Yeah.
Bald man, yellow suit. It's also part of the recurring problem that Marvel likes the Virgil trope a little too much for these movies.
Right.
Ant-Man,
like Addie pointed out that one time when we brought up this little Spider-Man picture.
Ant-Man, we gotta have an evil Ant-Man to go against him. Man, all three Iron Man villains, actually, upon thinking.
Right.
Well, maybe not that last third one, but even he was close in terms of being a crazy billionaire.
Yeah.
And the first two were both just straight up dudes in Iron Man suits.
Right.
I guess that was back in the day, though, when the MCU was trying to keep it grounded or something, so, you know.
Right, and they were also just starting off.
Yeah. And they're kind of stuck for Mandarin, because, the majority of our audience is in China? Oh, man. Isn't Iron Man 3 one of the best-selling movies of all time just because of China?
Probably. It would not surprise me.
God. But yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp was a fun movie. I wouldn't call it great. I'd call Ant-Man and the Wasp good, but I wouldn't call it great.
Something the Woolen is overpowered, by the way.
The what is overpowered?
The Woolen.
Oh.
There were a couple odd things. It felt like, I like Bill Foster, by all means. Bill Foster felt like he didn't have a purpose in that movie. He was just kind of there to give more sympathy to Ghost, but that's it.
Right.
And I'll be honest, they forgive Ghost really quickly, considering how brashly she attempted to murder Janet.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, they just get right back to it, trying to deal with all the other shit that's going on. It's like, okay. Watching that movie does remind me of how we're never going to get a proper Hank and Janet in the movies. Because Hank in the movies is just not Hank.
Right.
And Janet, something tells me that her primary character traits aren't going to get into these movies.
Oh, no.
With that said, like, the sense of humor, I enjoyed some of the jokes more than I did in Ant-Man 1. The decision to have more of Luis was a good decision. And the decision to actually involve him in the plot was a great decision. Rather than just having him be off in the side. Wait, was Luis there for the ending of Ant-Man 1? I can't remember. Huh. I think Pink has died, so I'm going to keep rambling for a little bit. The villain is definitely a lot better. I still wouldn't say Ghost is good. She's still got she's still kind of a boring character in terms of oh, my life sucks because of something that happened to me, so I'm just gonna ruin everybody else's life. What?
I got cut off there. What happened?
Oh, I'm switching over to talking about Ghost.
Ah,
She is a better villain than Yellow Jacket, that's for sure.
oh, absolutely.
But
It would take a lot not to be.
her motivation it feels kind of bland. It's kind of a typical supervillain thing of, oh, my life sucks, so I make everyone else's lives worse. But they get creative with her powers, and I appreciate that.
Right.
I just want I just want mainstream memes to circle back around and just have like an freaking have a character in a new movie who genuinely like has that freaking song. Like I don't even know the theme that the song's name, but have the song that goes like, "How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes." Have that be the theme for the character.
So, anyways, go. Addie tries to redirect it back to memes. Like Addie's like, I need to go back to where I'm an expert. So, I'm really a fan of the moment where Ghost German suplexed Ant-Man and phased herself by phasing herself through the floor.
Right.
That was good. They had a lot of fun with the powers in the movie, which is important with Ant-Man, because if you don't have a lot of fun with the powers, people get bored by Ant-Man very quickly.
Yep.
He was kind of their Aquaman for a little bit there. Kind of still is. I'm curious how they're going to tie this into Endgame, because the quantum dimension, like, people still aren't sure whether it's going to be Captain Marvel or Ant-Man that's going to bring in the Deus Ex Machina, right?
Right.
Like, the quantum realm has, like, the fact that it's the quantum realm implies that it would be a big Deus Ex Machina, but at the same time, Sam Jackson spilled during an interview that Captain Marvel can travel through time somehow.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So that implies that Captain Marvel's going to save the day in Endgame, but the quantum realm is just such a big case of it's a speed force. It's a speed force. It can be whatever they want it to be. They can just fucking say, oh yeah, Scott went in too deep and now he's back in 2012, so he's going to punch Thanos. He goes back to 2008 when Tony was just starting, and he's going to go up to him like, hey, you're going to fight a big purple guy, and he's going to kill everybody.
Spoilers.
Tony just calls security on him.
Tony goes on to fight the Bulk. Have you seen the Bulk?
No, I thought you were going to go for Grimace from McDonald's.
Or him.
I was imagining Iron Man just crashing into a random McDonald's and beating up a dude in a Grimace costume.
Let me find you a picture of the Bulk. Just so you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I am thinking of that one comic book character, the Max. Was that his name?
I'm thinking of this dude. Oh, that's not a...
Oh, you're thinking of Dexter's Lab's parody of Hulk. You're thinking of...
No, I'm not thinking of that. I'm thinking of something that's slightly different, ever so slightly different. Send me, yeah. Send me a timestamp, quick.
Okay.
Mail it on over.
Yeah, just send it with the airmail. There we go. That's a small picture, but it'll have to do because that's the only one I found.
I like that what it advertises on the front cover is, this is the room of superhero movies.
Does it?
Also, no.
Yeah, down at the bottom, the little blurb.
Oh. And yeah, put the other one, and I'm gonna show you a picture of the movie.
Oh. Again, Addie's... We need to take things back into the realm of shit.
I put my hand up my sleeve and then just little bullshit starts spewing out.
That's your superpower. Oh my fucking...
That looks terrible.
Oh no! Yes. Oh wait. I think
Fucking
this.
Addy, Jesus.
Where do you find this?
My secret places.
I like how in the URL it literally has
So I think
Cops
I
blast the bulk.
here's another picture. You don't need to put this up because I think it was edited to be in the Parappa universe, but this is basically the kind of editing that is used in the movie. So I was actually fooled into thinking that it was a picture of the film.
I have no words.
Oh no, here is an actual picture of the film.
I have words. Shut the fuck up, Addy.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Super Deli.
It's
So
like
yeah,
It's like it reminds me. Okay.
I
I'm
like
gonna
how-
say a phrase that will be extraordinarily weird for Pink, and I think Addie's going to recognize. It reminds me of the pizza is aggressive.
yes, yeah. I like how I look up the amazing bulk or whatever the hell, and I get a picture for my friend Dahmer.
That explains a lot, if we're being honest. This is Dahmer after he's eaten too many people.
But yeah, I believe the creators of this movie do know that it's shit. And
This
How
looks
could
like
they
it was
not?
planned to be shit.
I don't freaking know whether or not it was planned to be shit. But it certainly
They knew
turned
what
out
they
that-
were getting into.
Nobody looks at this and goes, "Oh, this is the next Godfather."
No, it is the next 2008 Hawk.
Okay. Let's draw the line. Here. I think that may be going a little. That's 2008 Hulk sucks by all means, but that's just going too far, man. We gotta have standards. If we say everything is better than everything, then it's just madness. Madness in the streets. There's dogs walking cats. It's raining fish. And we were talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp. All right.
Yeah. Basically, what my point is, the amazing bulk will bust into the scene and then beat up Thanos. In the alternate universe where Ant-Man goes and warns Tony.
I wish we had face cam.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
I'm just sitting here with my forehead in my hand and arm propped up on the desk. Oh, jeez. Addie's got like an entire stock that he keeps of this stuff. That when the topic turns to something he doesn't know much about, quick redirect. We're playing a game of Uno here, and Addie's entire hand is reverse cards. Oh God. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp before Addie brings that up again or brings up something worse. So yeah, I put a little bit of time into Hitman Season 1. Yeah, that's a good game. I didn't put enough time into it to really say anything other than seems good so far. Gonna have to put more time into it. And Resident Evil 2, I have now beaten 3 times. I beat it the 3rd time while we were just like a couple minutes ago while we were recording. And yeah, guess what? It's good. At least I certainly think so.
Yeah, you went through it 3 times. I would say that qualifies as good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
I
going through
don't
it
know,
more.
Pink. I don't know, Pink. I went through GTA 5 times, so.
Okay. There is a difference there between Resident Evil 2, where if you're doing it properly, it'll take you 4 hours. GTA 5, where it'll take you 30. So it's a little different. I'm just saying.
Did you
Can I
think the
still?
number on the title was the number of times you had to beat it in order to get the true ending?
No, but I paid $60 for that game, so even though I hate it, I was like, I'm gonna get my money's worth out of this shit.
I think one campaign through is your money's worth, but I could be wrong.
Okay. I have work on an equation. When I'm spending money on entertainment, I like to view it as $1 per hour. So, Addy, that means you could have stopped after the second campaign.
At
I
some
I
point in there, it became more like you were paying them again.
I count my money's worth by hours of fun. So
So you still need to play it a few more times in order to get your fun.
yeah, I need
Just
to
play
play
through
it
the
like 5
heists
more
on
times.
loop. That's how you'll do it. And cheat to spawn in the stupid Batmobile and all the shit that they put in the game, and you have to pay $90 for. Ah,
Oh, speaking of which, actually, GTA 5 and Red Dead Online, or GTA Online and Red Dead Online, are actually free this weekend with PlayStation.
not this weekend, the next, right?
I wouldn't know. I just heard that it's free for a weekend
I believe
for
it's the
PlayStation.
weekend after this one. We could do Red Dead, but I think you'd hate it.
I probably would.
Yeah.
It's Rockstar.
I mean, Red Dead's multiplayer is a lot slower. The problem is you can't get on private servers, and I think somewhere after the second or third time you get killed by a kid on a horse with a rifle, you'd quit. And it'd just be me
Yeah,
walking
probably.
around.
I'd mail over my Elgato so you can actually record the footage.
Because you know ahead of time you're going to leave.
Like that would be the first recorded thing of me cussing, and then it just cuts to you.
Uh, all that happens is I read for the third time. Addy was killed. And I hear over the voice chat, fuck! Addy has quit the game. Yeah, well, let's not do that. Just saying. Not until private servers are innovated, and even then, I don't think we're going to convince you to get the game. Unless we can sell it to you for $5.
Yeah, unless they either give it away for free or put it down to like $2, I don't think I'm gonna buy it.
Right. All right. Right. So Resi 2, couple things. They changed the scenario system. Did I ever mention the scenario system to you guys?
I don't think you did.
So the way the classic Resident Evil 2 worked was, at the start of the game, you picked your character. You picked Claire or Jill. I'm not Claire or Jill. Claire or Leon. You went through the A scenario, and then whoever you didn't pick, you had to play through on a B scenario.
Oh, yes, but the A scenario, you had to leave weapons behind or you'd be screwed on the B one, right?
Yes.
Right.
And the B scenario could access certain rooms that A scenario couldn't, and had certain boss fights that A scenario didn't. Well, they changed. I think I might have mentioned this in passing, but they did change it so it no longer works that way. The B scenario is way fucking harder. Because you get less ammo and way more enemies, and Mr. X is a lot more persistent. At least for Leon B. I've not played Claire B yet. The multitude of records and achievements they have is pretty good for encouraging you to do stupid shit like go through the entire game without ever accessing the storage chest. So you just have to, everything that you put in your inventory, it stays there until it's fucking used. So don't be a jackass. Or go through the game without using a herb or a healing item. Go through the game only saving 3 times.
Go through the game without killing anything. Pacifist run.
There's actually not an achievement for that, but there should be. Outside of bosses. Because the Metal
No, not
Gear...
even the bosses. Not even the
Kind
bosses.
of mandatory that you kill a boss.
No, not even the bosses. For the bosses, you need to find the hidden visual novel speaking thing, and then you need to speak them off of killing people.
It'll be like Fallout, where you can not fight them with a speech check.
Yeah.
The final boss of the original Fallout, you could talk into committing suicide. And it really sucked because he was basically a giant organic computer, so he just set off a nuke. Fallout, if it doesn't end in a nuke, then it will have ended in a nuke eventually.
War never changes.
It never does. Except when it does, because Metal Gear also loves their pacifist runs. The great thing about the achievements is this is one of the only video games in history where achievements matter. You remember in the early days when they thought achievements should matter?
No?
Well, back in the day, a couple games like Dead Rising made it so that if you got certain achievements, if every achievement that you got unlocked and unlockable in Dead Rising. There's a couple that are really famous. You ever heard of the zombie genocide achievement?
I have not.
In Dead Rising 1, if you killed 53,451 zombies, which is supposed to be the recorded population of the city of Willamette, where the game takes place, you get the Zombie Genocider achievement, which unlocks at your base will spawn the Mega Buster, the actual Mega Man Mega Buster, with infinite ammo. And it just it kills everything in one shot. A couple of the other achievements you could do, like there's one you could do, I forget which achievements got which items, but there's an achievement attached for getting Mega Man's boots, Mega Man's helmet, and Mega Man's suit. So you could just turn Frank into Mega Man, running around in the zombie apocalypse.
And then giving them giant swings.
The giant swings, that was attached to leveling, but yes, you could giant swing the zombies as Mega Man.
Yeah, Pink can talk about getting giant swings by Mega Man.
And what you can just keep the Mega Man helmet and boots and swap out the suit for booty shorts. So it's Mega Man in booty shorts, doing giant swings to zombies on top of a giant bunny.
Be.
I missed the first Dead Rising when silliness was optional. Hard cut to Dead Rising 3's fucking boss where it's a morbidly obese woman in a wheelchair that vomits all over you as an attack and stabs you with a spork.
The most lethal of weapons.
Holds up Spork. Hey guys, I'm the penguin of death. Or whatever that freaking copypasta is.
God, Dead Rising 2 and Dead Rising 3 are so bad. But anyways, Resident Evil actually makes it where the achievements have unlockables attached to them. And a lot of them are just unlocking concept art or models in the model viewer or what have you. Several of them unlock game modes or weapons.
Oh man.
I had to hunt down 15 miniature raccoon statues and shoot them all so I could get myself a knife that never breaks.
Worth it.
It's actually really, it's really good because now with an unbreakable knife, I can mutilate every zombie after I knock them down.
So you needed to. So you killed Oreo.
Yep. I had to do it
This
to
is
get the
your
unbreakable
fault.
knife. I'm sorry.
What have you done?
I sacrificed my morals for power. I've made a deal with the raccoon devil.
You made a
Raccoon
deal
was
with
3 days away from retirement.
You made a deal with Bison to get psycho power.
All right, Addy, you're gonna be proud of me though. The unbreakable knife gives me increased ability to play with corpses.
Ability to what?
I think you just heard increased ability to corpses.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
I'm gonna leave that blank. You guys figure out.
Fill in the blank.
I hear necrophilia is hot this evening.
No, it is quite cold. Hey, that's what they're into. Oh, jeez. And I just now unlocked the mode where you play through as Hunk, and when I started screaming about the dogs and all that, yeah, that was that. Turns out Hunk's mode is really difficult. I am going to continue putting absurd amounts of time into Resident Evil 2. I don't know what much more there is that I can say. Like, you know, there was some. I should start writing shit down when I play Resident Evil 2, because it's becoming one of those games where it's like, there's tons of stuff I've got to say about this game, and as soon as I get on the podcast, I forget all of it.
Yeah, with me, I step over this because I write all of my reviews from memory. So if I don't remember that something is just not in the review, so I need to remember a lot of things,
Yeah.
or at least a good chunk of things that are in the game, so I can actually talk about them. And that helps with forming opinions on the fly.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe we can call that a podcast.
Yeah, let's go to Yamamoto Street or Yamamoto Crest 87 now.
Yeah, all right. Folks, you can catch us in The Sims. We'll be doing that at some point.
Unless that recording also gets freaking torched. Let's hope not.
Cross our fingers.
The recording beast is hungry. It must eat.
Cross our dicks and hope that we don't. Yeah, don't
Did you say cross our dicks?
Yeah.
That's not how that works. Have you got multiple?
You don't?
I mean, I don't have an answer for that. Hey, Addie, say bye. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. We'll see you later, folks.
And on that note.